You have to make sure you do it for the right reasons and the right ethics and code of conduct is followed. Also regarding habitats, it's really sad to see that a lot of the pristine habitats are being commercialized, and a lot of the areas are being lost. Even if you look at areas in Colombo, some nice lakes and areas which used to have a lot of birds and stuff, they're all gone now.
Right. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. One quick question, Rajiv. We have so many beautiful national parks. What is your favorite from all?
I think it has to be Wilpattu.
Why Wilpattu?
It's such a huge national park with varying landscapes and places. It just, it's such a serene place. It just takes my breath away. Even when I go there, I forget all my problems, and it's just something close to my heart.
Right.
Somebody else might say they like Yala or somewhere else, but this is just, this is my favorite place in the country, definitely.
Well, there you go. Recommendation from Rajiv. But make sure, unfortunately, we'll be back with more Good Morning Sri Lanka. But make sure you check out his exhibition on the 26th and the 27th at the Linowand Art Center. You know who's going? This guy. This guy right here is going for that.
Right now we're going for a very short break,
Yeah.
but we'll be back on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Good morning Sri Lanka and welcome back to the show. Alright, so this is MTV Sports, and sports does play a great role in everything we do here on the channel. And right now I have with me a man who is revolutionizing the game of rugby here in Sri Lanka, and he is the CEO of the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union, and that's Alistair Savurimutu. Welcome to the show, sir. Good morning.
Nice to be here. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning
to you.
And you're here to speak about a very exciting tournament that's happening here in Sri Lanka on the 26th, and 29th of October, as well as the 1st of November.
Correct.
And that's the Tri-Nations Serembijib Cup.
Correct, indeed.
That's
very,
happening here.
very exciting tournament, an international tournament for Sri Lanka.
It is, and it's going to be something that's going to really lift up the game of rugby here in Sri Lanka and give the fans as well something to look forward to. So tell us more about what this tournament is.
Sure. Well, I mean, the first thing is this tournament gives Sri Lanka a head start on the international scene. But it's a tournament that when I first came in 5-6 months ago now, I realised that the passion this country has for rugby is so immense. That I think the way forward was to export the passion and export Sri Lanka's real tough game into international territories, and Sri Lanka and Serendip International Cup is certainly a tournament that's going to do that.
And when you came here from the Everton Football Club back in England, and did you come here to Sri Lanka from that place, or what were you doing?
No. That was 2003 when I was running Everton's commercial business.
Because this is something that should be reiterated. I mean, this is the Premier League, and you were part of that as well, so that's very exciting.
Sure, yeah. No, for the
Let's
last
get a
10
zoom
years.
in on my face. And now stop. Now no more close up. Okay, we're back to you. Back to you.
It was a long time ago, 10 years
Okay.
I was at Everton, but I've spent 10 years running football clubs. My last appointment was actually in Azerbaijan. I was the chief exec of a football Premier League club in Azerbaijan,
Okay.
which was a huge challenge. But rugby is my passion. I'm fortunate to be a professional and play for England and blah, 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 blah. So it's been in my blood all my life. So to get a chance to come to a nation like Sri Lanka, to certainly position it on the map and develop its playing side as well as its
Right.
commercial side is huge.
Right. When you first came, what was your first impression of like Sri Lankan rugby?
Well, the day I got off the plane that afternoon, I was sat next to some very high prominent profile people watching a couple of teams playing in a sevens competition, and I was taken back by the sheer interest that rugby had with its supporters.
That's definitely true. I think rugby is the #1 spectator sport here in Sri Lanka.
Well, I loved it. It was a fantastic extravaganza of rugby. And as I got more into the games here, I recognise that there's a hell of a long way to go, and there's a lot of work to be done on the quality and the playing side, and also the coaching side. Everybody's hungry for information and hungry to learn and hungry to develop. So for me, that gave me a real identity to where Sri Lanka needs to be.
So when you took up the position of CEO, did you go out to the rural areas as well, and did you see the sort of situation that's there in terms of rugby?
Well, I must admit that it's been a roller coaster for me so far. Most of my work has been done in Colombo, admittedly, but it's not to say that we haven't assessed the wider areas of the island. And of course, the development program that we need to put in place needs to cover extensively all these areas. But the Serendip Cup is very important part because that puts rugby on the map, not just internationally but island-wide. And I think people will recognise that Sri Lanka is absolutely hungry and ambitious to qualify for future World Cups.
Right. What have you, from your impressions of actually travelling around and seeing these players play, have you seen great potential in our Sri Lankans?
Yeah, there's a great natural ability in Sri Lanka. Great natural ability. Fast feet, certainly quick in multiple directions.
Right.
But the weaknesses are the eating habits, the nutrition, strength and conditioning, fitness. The basics, the Europeans and the Southern Hemisphere boys, they eat for breakfast, So we have to build the physical mass of players. But we have to do that from an early age, from 14, 15, teach them how to eat correctly, how to rest correctly. And of course the medical side, rugby is a science now. Sports are science.
Sports is a science.
Sports are science, and if you embrace the science, then you will see huge improvement. After all, it is a professional sport. So if you want to be the best, you have to position your players and your administration to being professional and the best.
It's almost a formula, isn't it? I mean, X plus Y plus Z will give you a great athlete, but this formula has to be put in place, I guess, at school level. And schools rugby is something that's really draws the crowd here in Sri Lanka. But what have you seen so far yourself?
Schools is an exceptional base for Sri Lanka. I think that's what heartens me to know that Sri Lanka can fulfil a significant potential. Passion doesn't even come into it. Schools are a phenomenal piece here, and the supporters and the crowds they get are great. But you're still in a professional world. You need to improve your product continuously. The product starting at school, because that school boy has to go into national teams, senior teams. So we talk about commercial when you talk professional. So to commercialise rugby, it's about injecting money back into the grassroots that helps the players develop as athletes.
Right.
And do you think the Serendip Cup will play a role in that, in really drawing the attention that needs to be drawn to this sport to get it going at the grassroots level again?
Absolutely, no question. My strategy was to put on one of the biggest global tournaments in our back garden. Now that was what I set out to do, and incredibly we are doing that on Saturday. And on Saturday, the IRB, which is the world governing body, have sanctioned this event. And on Saturday, all eyes are going to be on Sri Lanka worldwide in the IRB. So you don't get any bigger. So like anything, to kickstart something, if you can achieve that, then it's going to all the school children. We're giving 1,500 tickets away free to the school kids.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they're going to be out there, and they're going to be able to see right in their own eyes. This could be me, and we've got a real ambition and a drive to achieve that.
And let's talk about the goals you have for rugby football here in Sri Lanka in the short term. What are the areas that you're trying to cover?
Well, short term, commercialising the sport is very, very important, because
that would be number one, is it?
Well, I don't think there's any one area that's priority. I would say that there's two or three equally. I mean, we talk about commercialising it. To commercialise any business, whatever your business, you need a brand. Then you need to know who your target market is.
Right.
Then you need to be able to communicate that brand to your target market, and you have to build these bricks. And rugby is our product. No different to television being the product that we're here for now. You've got the same business plan. You're trying to develop an audience, and you're trying to develop a product that really entertains.
Right. Yeah.
And if we can entertain, because I believe rugby should not be seen for rugby supporters or rugby followers. It's got to be seen as entertainment, because then that's the complete audience.
Yeah.
And I think if you talk about rugby for rugby, it narrows it. So for me, dare I say it, we're talking rock and roll.
All right, 90 minutes.
When we talk rock and roll, we talk, we're talking a different sphere. And rock and roll is an attractive proposition to a lot of people,
It is.
not necessarily rugby union. So, you know, and the weekend, Saturday's first test,
Yeah.
world ranking event. It'll be a fanfare. It'll be an extravaganza. We've got corporate villages. We've got after parties.
Wow.
We are rock and rolling it on Saturday.
We'll get into
Boys
detail
and
on
girls,
that.
we're rocking it.
We'll get into more detail on that right after this commercial break on Good Morning Sri Lanka. We'll be back and we'll speak more about the Serendip Cup.